Hello and welcome everybody to the Friday night Ryco Performance Top Split. We're here at the Diamond in the Desert, Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Absolutely incredible track for racing, multi-groove action. We're going to see a lot of side-by-side action tonight. I am joined in the booth right now by my good friend Tyler Milligan, as well as our fearless leader, Austin Darbyshire. Tyler, how are you doing tonight, buddy?
Sorry about that. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm glad that I could, it was a little bit last minute, but I'm glad I could come and film for you guys. Oh, sorry. Sorry. All right. Yeah. Pretty much, I'm enjoying it. I'm looking forward to the race we're gonna have here at Las Vegas today. It's a very fun track to drive.
Yeah, fun track indeed, and we saw some incredible action with the Monday night race here in A Open, and I'm expecting a little bit of the same myself.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Either way, we're gonna switch her over to the broadcast picks for tonight's NiS. Me personally, I got to go with the front of the channel. I got to go with Ed Shearer Jr. I feel like he's going to put on a pretty good show tonight. Was pretty good from what I heard during the week in the A Open, so potential good opportunity for him tonight.
I think I'm gonna have to go with Jacob Schneider tonight.
Schneider, that is a strong pick as well. Our producer going to go with the same. Jacob Schneider, the 02 Ryco machine for Austin Derbyshire. I mean, that betting on Ryco is a pretty safe bet, I've noticed here when it comes to the NiS. So wouldn't be too shocked to see him get it done. Either way, we're going to move on to the schedule for this week. Starting Monday night, live from Iowa, we're going to have the SSRL Truck Series. At the same time, we're going to be covering the Ryco Monday Night Performance Top Split, both A Open and B Open from Homestead, Miami. Tuesday at 9:30 Eastern, we're going to have the SSRL Masters Series again from Homestead Speedway. And then Friday at 9 o'clock Eastern, we'll be back here for the Ryco Performance Top Split for NiS coverage from Homestead. Either way, so starting grid, everybody's queued and ready to go here. Starting on the pole, we're going to have Garrett Maines, followed by Sean Conklin in second. Third place is going to be Pedro Oliveira with Clayton Hoffman in fourth. Fifth is going to be Miller Bonds with Sean Rogers in sixth. Seventh is going to be J.R. Barbaremo with Tommy Gossett in a strong eighth. Ninth place is going to be Matt Cox. And running out our top 10, going to be Joseph Causey.
We have Tracy Peddler in our 11th place with Johnny Baldridge in 12th. Phoebe Henry is going to be in 13th. Nick Olson's in 14th. Edward Scherer Jr. I'm probably messing up. I apologize. Is going to pick sure. Yeah, he's going to pick us up in was that 15th? Yes, sir. John Williams is going to be in 16th. Daniel Nani is going to be in 17th. Yeah. Tongway is going to be in 18th. I apologize. That's tough. Steve Buchanan. Yeah, I apologize for that, sir. Steve Buchanan's going to be in 19th. Justin Nantke's going to be in 20th.
And 21st from James Houghton with Jacob Schneider in 22nd. First one to elect no time tonight. Followed by Nicholas Vroman in 23rd. 24th is going to be Mitch Stranowski. Followed by Don Collins in 25th. 26th is going to go to James Holzer and Maggie McGuire in 27th. 28th, Brad Newman, followed by Jose Salas Jr. in 29th. 31st is going to be Adam Benefiel. And then rounding out your field is going to be Nicholas Padovich, 31st, followed by Alan Pajeri in 32nd. 33rd is going to be Chan Gunningsman with Vincent Crow in 34th. 35th is going to be Michael Battison, followed by Kirill Kanovic. And running out of 37 car field tonight is going to be Bailey Galinas. Jelinas. Sorry about that. Oh, man, I love this track, and I'm so excited for the action we're about to see here tonight. And most likely going to be a barn burner, because what we saw Monday night and what I saw personally, because I ran the Wednesday night, is the field is so strong and competitive here in the Cup cars these days, and it's going to be neck to neck throughout this event.
Here we go. It's one of my favorite half-mile tracks in the NASCAR circuit, I have to be honest.
Yeah, and it's so great because there's so many options, right? Like you get down into turn number one, and you can send it all the way down to the white line. You can go up against the fence if you really want to. There's, plenty of wiggle room in there, but there's so much character on this mile-and-a-half speedway. Because it's the progressive banking, we've got a whole bunch of bumps, basically potholes down on the bottom line of 1 and 2. And if you can figure out how to navigate that and traverse that without killing the car in the process, you'll be absolutely flying. But that's the problem. You got to be able to figure out how to make it work. It's not easy.
It's all attrition. Managing what you got.
Mm-hmm. And also another big part of the show tonight, man, we got Sean Conklin and Garrett Maines lining up side by side, and we know that these two give each other absolutely no room at any particular point. From lap 1 to lap 134, these two are going to be driving each other's doors off if they're near each other. And Conklin as well, racing tonight injured, broken collarbone.
It might be a sim, but that still makes a difference.
Oh, yeah, and after 134 grueling laps of this place, it'll start to affect you. But either way, the pace car ducking down as they start to roll side by side into the Geico restart zone. Flag is in the air. The green flag is out. Garrett Maines with a good launch, and off we go.
Tipping down to that apron. We're going to see that a lot tonight, I would bet.
Down to the apron, side by side, neck and neck as they charge into turn number 1. Garrett Maines to the inside of Sean Conklin. Conklin trying to hang up on that outside line, but we got a wreck.
Uh-oh.
Huge crash in the back of the pack. Is that Schneider?
Oh, that's tough.
Oh, no. Houghton caught in it as well.
You can pick who you want. You never know what'll happen.
We're looking at the replay. See Schneider just unfortunate. Comes down a little too early. Self-clears. Gets himself turned off the nose with a 37 machine. And huge stack up behind him. And just keeps on going. Padovich absolutely destroyed after that. The 45 machine.
This is an unfortunate time to come down the track there.
Right on board with Schneider here. Comes up a little bit high. Comes down. I think he thought he was clear, and the spotter may have yelled clear at the same time.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to go for the little bit of gap on the inside there. He might have heard clear, and he just was not. Let's see.
That's one of those things. I mean, it's a shame to happen on the first lap, but God, huge hit for Houghton. That's probably going to be the race for him.
Yeah, it's a pretty big hit to the back of the wall, or the back end of the wall there. It's probably not gonna lead to a very nice finish today.
Yeah, it's a strong probability that he bet a toe link on that hit, because that was a really hard hit. Anytime you see these cars get airborne, clipping off the fence, odds are that the underparts of that machine are not too happy with you.
Especially if I remember correctly, these cars are pretty stiff, so if it's getting in the air, that means it's imparting a good amount of momentum.
Mm-hmm. And the brain rot is starting early with our producer, and we will not go into that. That is for GridVision After Dark.
GridVision, Max?
Something like that. So you see Conklin helping Garrett get around here, giving the contender competitor right now a push around the track here under caution. Works out for Garrett, though, because if he's trying to save fuel, he can just shut that thing off and let Conklin push him.
Hey, if I was him right now, I'd just push the clutch and let him push me around.
Absolutely. Pop that thing in neutral.
Right? Hey, free gas is free gas.
Driver chatter is great right now.
Got a little distracted to listen to them talk. My apologies.
Yeah. Hoffman looking pretty good here early. I mean, given we've only got one lap in it, but he's got that machine up there in fourth.
Looks like everybody just came out of the pits. Kept from going a lap down there. Nice. We're just almost about to come on.
Yeah, these guys just coming down trying to get every last second of repair in on these things as they can before they go back green.
You definitely got every inch of or be good.
Yeah, it's pretty dicey trying to beat that pace car out. Either way, hopefully that was just a remote incident to start this thing off. Hopefully we go clean and green the rest of the way as they're side by side, lights out on the iRacing pace car coming into 3. Should be able to see some good action here soon.
Yeah, it looks like lights out. Hopefully we'll get it going this time.
Yep. Conklin warming his tires up in that outside lane. Second place for the time being. Lights out on the pace car, though, as it starts to make that descent down into pit road. What we've all been waiting for here.
There it goes.
And we're going to try it again here as we come into the Geico restart zone. Conklin versus Maines.
Ooh, not as good of a restart. Oh, maybe?
Maines, really good launch. Timed it great. Conklin going to fall back into the clutches of Clayton Hoffman and a few others up there on that outside line. It's that 32 machine, gets a really good cut down to the bottom. Gonna move him up to P2. Single file for the first two positions, but side by side between Sean Rogers and Conklin coming out of turn number 2. A little bit of a hip check down the back straightaway. Lost clean into turn number 3.
Hopefully we got away without a false start this time. Looks like we're gonna keep going.
Yep. First lap complete of green flag racing here at Las Vegas.
Unsurprising to see Garrett Maines in the lead here.
No, absolutely not. One of the best drivers, absolutely the best driver in the series, one of the best drivers on the service, in my personal opinion, based on everything I've seen out of him. Dude's a rocket everywhere he goes. You don't make it up to the Pro Series without having something.
Yeah, right.
So Conklin work his way up into second place, and that's somebody that's a name you're going to hear a lot of as we go forward through the future. Such a talented young driver. Always able to find that extra 10%.
I think it's a safe bet if you see a paint of Ryco, they're probably got a little bit of talent behind the wheel, right?
Oh, yeah. Right now, Miller Bonds
back there,
working his way up to third place. Got to the outside of Pedro Oliveira. Everything kind of stable up here in the top 3. Really, the top 10
staying together too.
Yeah, that just comes down to, that outside line is a viable option to make up spots, but the problem with it is you burn so much tire off going up there. It's kind of the tail every week when we go to these mile and a halves, but it's especially pronounced here at Las Vegas. Huge puff of smoke here on the front straight. Oh, Johnny Baldridge gets turned.
Oh.
Does he save it? Oh,
wow.
Man.
Wow.
That was impressive.
I didn't think he was going to save that. I thought it was coming down.
Yeah, I thought that 17 machine was going back to the house after that, but remarkable drive by Johnny to keep that thing going straight in one piece.
And to keep it going like he is here at pace, because after I slide on iRacing, those tires are cooked.
Oh, yeah, he is absolutely trucked to those tires, and that thing is just going to be going backwards here throughout the run until he gets those things cooled back off, but, man, it could have been a lot worse for him.
It's at the top, 6, 7 cars going down the inside. Might have found a little rhythm here.
Clayton Hoffman diving down to the inside of Ed Scherer Jr. here in 3 and 4. Scherer running the top line of that bright paint machine. Got a mirror full of nitro green, though, with Clayton Hoffman right there on his bumper. Now, Ed's somebody that I expect to see making dicey moves, trying to get himself up to the front. Fairly aggressive driver. And it's quite the opposite when you look behind him and you look at Clayton Hoffman, because Hoffman is somebody that's just guaranteed to sit that thing down on the paint, ride it out, and just, try to get the best out of it without scorching the tires. As you see right now, Tommy Gossett dives down to the inside of him here in 3 and 4. And it looks like Tommy's got a lot of damage from that incident at the start of this thing.
Yeah, that was a unfortunate start of the race. Look at that thing.
That is just huge. The whole center of that splitter is caked in, nose lifted up a little bit. But in true Tommy Facet, he's got the pedal down, trying to get the most out of it. As he throws a huge block on Vroman into 3.
It sends it down to the bottom. I guess this goes to show you what the draft will do here.
Oh, yeah.
Just going to take it around the outside here.
Yeah, here comes Vroman up to the outside now of Ed Scherer Jr. into 1 and 2. I'll try and get up there on that quarter panel, pull him back with a little bit of side draft. Vroman going to get a really good launch out of 1 and 2 with that outside line momentum prevailing over that inside.
Yeah, it definitely looks like that outside line is just pushing just a little bit more momentum out than the inside. If you want to get a pass on, you can definitely take that.
Yeah, this is kind of weird to see Vroman out here, pushing the envelope a little bit, trying to get to the top line, making
Diving
a huge
inside
charge.
at lap 14.
He's making huge charges right now, not the Vroman we're used to seeing. I think he's realized
Not
that he's
the
tired
Roman
of
I
that.
saw.
Yeah, I think he's
Sorry.
tired of the third place ace moniker. Oh,
Oh
huge,
my.
huge block from Barbarema.
Huge is almost an understatement there. That was a massive block. My goodness. Oh,
They are
4
three
wide
wide,
almost.
nearly 4. Vroman down to the inside of J.R.
wide again.
Barbarema. And Brad Newman all the way up against the fence in that 16 machine.
Yeah, definitely uncharacteristic to see Nicholas Roman 3 wide in lap 15.
All
Going
of this
for it again.
all of this happening around Joseph Causey in his a bruisey GridVision machine. Tight, near contact here in 3 and 4 between Vroman and Causey. So they're still 3 wide.
Nobody wants to give up an inch.
Ed Scherer Jr. giving a little bit of a shot to the back of the 95 machine to try and get him into turn 1 a little bit better. 32 of Oliveira going to come down, try and throw a little bit of a block. And here comes Causey fighting back in the middle.
They've been 3 wide for almost this whole lap.
And that's just the beautiful thing about this track. If you can figure out how to make it stick, you can put it there and hold the throttle.
Almost 3 cars and 2 lanes of traffic right there.
Oh, Causey got tight, got up into the side of Barbarema coming into 1.
Oh, I just noticed that says that. I see the paint.
A little bit of it.
That's fun.
And a little bit of a hip check to the 95 of Roman there, and Barbarema dives down, gets the door of Causey.
Checks down on the top there.
Very tight racing here at Las Vegas.
Yeah, if the lap 1 incident is anything to indicate, people are here to drive and be aggressive tonight.
Absolutely. A little bit of a shakeup here. The 24 machine, Nick Olson. We watched him there at the back at the beginning of that 3 wide fight that we saw a couple laps ago. He has worked himself all the way up to second place to run out of that outside line. Now he's all over the back bumper of Garrett Maines, right up there on the outside of Sean Conklin.
Garrett just running defense. He's trying to get any kind of incher on the outside he can to make a pass work.
Well, I think Garrett's out here in his own race. He gets the front man. I feel like he forgets these guys are behind him half the time. Everything kind of single filing out now in the top 5. First handful of rows. They are still side by side, though. Causey's still bringing the fight to that 95 machine, and Nicholas Roman is there 3 wide behind him with Barbarema down on the bottom. Oliveira was on the outside, but thought better of it. He thought better of it, fell back a little bit.
Uh-oh.
Oh, a little bit of contact. Scherer Jr. stuck in the middle of the sandwich. That was near chaos there for a second.
A little bit of pucker factor going on.
Oh, absolutely. Garrett Maines still holding it down up at the front. Brad Newman has worked his way up here into the top 4. Stout run out of that 16 machine so far. Got to be hoping that he hasn't torched those tires, though, in the process to get up there.
We'll see if he stays up here, if he falls back when the tires start to go off.
Now, the one that I'm really worried about is I'm worried about that 88 machine of Causey. He's been up there on that outside line for what feels like the entire race. And at some point, that snake's going to come back and bite you. But Nick Olson to the outside of Garrett Maines for the lead into turn number 3.
He has been sniffing the back of his bumper for the past 5 or 6 laps, just looking for any opportunity, and I think he finally got it.
Here he is with a good run, but Maines is going to fight back strong on the inside line, get close, a little bit of door contact coming into turn number 1.
Oh, he's not going to give it up to him. He's going to make him work for it, and he's just not going to have it. Phillip back in behind him, yep.
No, and Maines doing everything he's got to do, because if there's one thing you know on iRacing is anytime you see a 20, like a Jeff Gordon number or a Dale Earnhardt number, You typically don't want to let that guy go by you because they're going to race the absolute hell out of you. But Olsen
Like,
putting up a really good
the
fight.
Red Bull paint.
No, absolutely.
There's a reason I run the Red Bull paint on my Formula cars. I want people to know that probably not going to be that great. No, I'm kidding.
I think that's a 30 machine of Rogers through what looked like it was going to be a really dicey block on the 54 machine of Conklin.
Producer with heat tonight.
Producer said he uses Alpine paint, says they know he'll quit halfway through. Which is factual. I've seen this man quit more races than he started.
Dang.
Sorry, Darby. Everybody's catching strays tonight.
Nothing but heat. I turned the AC on in the booth. Jeez.
I'll tell you what, Nick Olsen really putting on a good fight, but it looks like that those laps that he spent on the outside trying to get himself caught up to the front, looks like it's starting to come back and bite him a little bit. As you see that 54 machine of Sean Conklin. Sorry, the 95 machine of Nicholas Roman diving it down to the bottom and doing a good job holding tight with that outside line momentum.
It didn't look like Olsen was trying to go that high into the into turn 1 and 2 there. He just didn't have the grip to push it the line he wanted. Lost a little momentum there. I think you're right about them tires.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I noticed when I was running the Wednesday night is how easy it is to go up there and cook your stuff just a little bit. You know, you go up there for 5 laps, man, and you can feel the fall off really quick. And it's just
See, I gained 5
so
positions,
easy.
but you lose 10 in the tire loss that you gained.
Yeah, and it's just so easy to go out there and fire those tires off and just end up sending yourself to the back. Like, I did not realize how quick. Like, you're not. It's weird explaining the tire fall off of this car because, like, you don't really see much of a percentage swing, but the tire temperature completely throws the balance of the car off. Look at this. We got Joey Logano on track.
You can't get any closer to the wall.
And right there, that's a pretty solid line. Look at how close he all the way up on the fence. We saw the same thing out of Michael Conti in the Monday night. And I swear he had an absolute rocket when he was able to get that thing to hook up there like he's doing right now.
Oh my. Look at the momentum he's using.
Oh,
that
was almost bad. What a save. Is that Solace?
I can't quite tell. I can't read it.
Yeah, Solace putting on a great performance right now. Oh, up into the fence.
Wow. Yeah. That's inspiring.
And that's the thing that I love about this track, man. Like I can't hype it up enough. And it's so nice when we go to a track where you have those options, those luxuries.
Look at the run he's getting off of that. That's crazy. I wonder how much tire it's killing, though.
No, it is absolutely lightening them up. But I mean, if your car's not handling
20 lap saving.
But if your car's not handling worth of crap on the bottom and you're not able to do anything against these guys in front of you, why not go to the top and try to make up some track position and hope it works in your favor?
Hey, if it works, don't fix it, right?
As we see 3 wide battling shaping up again, the 25 machine of Olsen, 24 machine of Olsen up on that outside line.
3 wide?
Singles out pretty quick, though, as the 10 decides, man, I'm just not going to be a part of it. Olsen still committed to the top, as you see, looks like Conklin down to the inside. Conklin very dedicated to that long-run tire-saving strategy. If memory serves, I believe we'll be looking around lap 50.
That checks out with my time in this car. I haven't done this race yet, but that sounds about right.
Meanwhile, Nicholas Roman with the classic climb through the field, working himself up to the race leader of Garrett Maines. Has he saved enough to be able to do anything with Garrett?
We'll see. Is that 5th now? Going for him?
Oh, 4 wide.
I'm looking at the wrong person.
Newman all the way down to the apron, coming down pit road early.
What an entrance.
Well, that is Newman. He's known for making that. Sorry about that little hiccup. Nicholas Roman, though, working himself up to the back bumper of that one machine of Garrett Maines. You see him diving it down to the bottom, putting clean air on the nose. Garrett sticking to the middle line, which kind of shows that he has a white flag out the window when it comes to, getting down there on the bottom and trying to make it work. Really starting to think that Garrett might have burned his stuff just a smidge too much.
Also, 100 laps left. Just don't got to win right now.
In third place, another strong run for that 30 machine of Daniel Nanny. Up there fighting. We had him up here in P3, I do believe, for the Monday night. Back up here in prime position to get another good podium.
Purple might be my favorite color, so this might be biased to be my favorite paint, or, just a little bit.
It's a pretty clean looking paint, especially like how, you got the metal flake in it. Kind of almost looks
that's good.
A little holographic when the sunlight hits it at the right angle.
It's like
one of the few Ryco cars that is not a Toyota, and also one of the few Ryco cars that I can tell apart when they're on the track.
It's got some of that like old school late model vibe.
Yes, it does. But I mean that's not surprising though too, when it comes to Ryco, because Ken Byron very deeply ingrained in his hometown short track racing and the short track racing scene. Family, his whole family, man, just a bunch of racers. Pretty cool if you ever get a chance to sit and talk to him about his racing history and his family's racing history. There's a bunch of cool stories in there.
And Olsen, I definitely think he burned his tires up because he is falling back.
Absolutely has. But Solis still making moves, though. You saw him committed all the way up against the fence. Still trying to work his way through the pack. Up here in the top 10 right now, fighting with a Jared Barbarema. Looks like he's on the backslide, though. Maybe that was a little too much too early.
Maybe his car's just not set up to run the low side. It only really goes that fast to the top side. Who knows? To see how he goes.
That was one thing for certain. It's
going right back for it.
Definitely not working on the bottom now.
I wonder if he just got trapped down to the bottom side for a couple laps and it just took his momentum off.
That could be. I feel like going as high as he did, as early as he did on the tires. Oh, a little bit of contact. 12 machine getting knocked up out of the line. I want to say that's Miller Bonds, and they're three wide bouncing off each other at the front straightaway.
Almost playing ping pong there.
I think that was Holster on the inside.
Not favorable in a stock car.
No. Sean Conklin back up to P3, though, as he makes the pass on Daniel Nanny. This right here is gotta be one of those situations for Conklin where it's just like, man, damn, what do I have to do to get up here to the front?
He's got to stay in contact towards the end of the race.
And look at Joseph Causey out here in 6th place. Wonder when he's gonna mess it up.
I'm surprised as much as he ran that mid to top side that can't burn his tires up.
I gotta be careful, man. As much as I've been roasting him the past couple of days, he's probably gonna just come up here to VA and hit me.
Yeah, that's probably why he's still up here, is because you've been roasting him.
Probably. He's just thriving on hatred at this moment. And a tip of the hat to Tommy Gossett. All that front end damage, and he's still fighting in this top 5 as we get later on these tires. It's such a hard thing to do.
Almost forget that it's there.
Yeah, he probably will speed on pit road entry. Thanks for the comment there, Gathright. Either that or a spin trying to bring it in.
Yeah, that's my move.
Battle for the lead, shaking up, though, down the Nellis straightaway. Coming in at turn number 3. Here comes the 95 machine of Nicholas Roman down to the inside of Garrett Maines. He's going to try a slide job.
Oh.
It's going to knock Garrett offline. Garrett up into the fence on the front straightaway, and Nicholas Roman is your leader.
Oh my. Drama at the front.
And here comes Conklin, but with the battle for the lead kind of shaping up for the time being, we're going to send it to a quick commercial break. We will be right back.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
And welcome back to the Ryco Performance Friday Night Top Split. Currently under caution. A little bit of a kerfuffle there in turns 1 and 2. They should have a replay here in a second, I do believe. But currently, everybody's come down, taking their 4 tires, gotten their fuel. Race leader as it sits at the moment, Sean Conklin with Garrett Maines in second. Other guys coming down pit road trying to top off, it looks like. Which means we're, I think, at the window.
Oh, yeah, about 48. I think we said 50 earlier.
Steve Roman on his second stop there. But here's what happened. A little bit of 4 wide action here. Jose Salas ripping the fence like we've seen so far all race.
Oh.
And just a really complicated aero position for Sean Rogers there in the 44 machine, because you see the 10 of Ed Shearer Jr. get up there in front of him right as they come to the exit of the corner, taking the air off of the nose of that 44 machine, making him snap tight, and then just right up the track he goes.
Almost nothing you can do about that.
No, it's one of those things that, you know, it's so late in the corner. I don't think that Rogers was expecting the 22 to make that dive.
I mean, that's a quick come around the outside. I wouldn't have seen it coming.
And all of that
tough.
On its own puts that 44 machine in a tight aero position. The car's going to get tight there, and there's not really much time or much track for him to really counter that without, you know, sliding up into the 22 and, you know, there being a huge incident. And it also doesn't help
slide up into the 22 or snap left, and either way, there's cars all around him.
Yeah, and then on top of that, you know, the 22, the walls aren't perfect here at Las Vegas. And if you've just seen it from a different angle, you've seen the 22 kind of scrape the fence a little bit coming out of turn number 2, because the wall kind of kicks back into the track just a little bit for a brief second on the exit of turn 2, and it kind of shot him back into Rogers, forcing that momentum, causing that 44 to go around.
It's just, yeah, you can kind of see the dip in the wall. And then as it comes out the safety barrier comes back into the back straight.
It's an unfortunate break for that 44 machine.
It's going for the same space of track. Roughly the same space of track.
Yep, but either way, the lights are out on the iRacing pace car. We're going to get another shot at it here. Sean Conklin leading them through 3 and 4 here under the yellow. Garrett Maines up on that outside line, P2. The first time all night that he has not had control of this race on a restart, so about to see something a little bit different here. Pace car's dived in as these guys get ready to get into the restart box. Green flag is in the air, and Sean Conklin with a really good launch.
If you pull a car link with the start-finish line, it almost looked like it'll have. Wow.
About a 10th. It'll come back pretty quick, though. The draft, very snappy in these cars as he runs off single file, but side by side behind him, Daniel Nanny down to the inside of Garrett Maines as they come down the back straightaway. Bolts are going to fall back in line. We got another yellow.
What happened this time?
Now I hear a little bit of frustration, but
Let's see.
sounds like it came from Tommy Gossett and Vincent Crow. Rex a little bit further up there. Get this back here. Yeah. A little bit of contact there between Tommy Gossett and Vincent Crow.
I'll do it.
Gossett forcing the envelope, and then I didn't get a look at who was in the 5 machine, but unfortunate break for him on the bottom, just getting absolutely door slammed there.
We were talking about earlier, ping pong is not a good game to play in stock cars.
No, not quite.
Ooh, what a
heavy net code. Heavy net code. And that's going to be a race ender. Rough break for a handful of drivers here, though. Did you see the 7 machine of Mitch Drunowski on pit road? Heavy damage on the right front. And John Williams, also just an innocent bystander in that incident. That was the 5 machine that we saw got turned around there to kick that whole deal off.
It's definitely been some aggressive driving this race. A lot of 3 wides, a lot of 2 wides, a couple 4 wides even.
It's nothing the 5 could do, man. That's one of those situations where if you're Williams, you're just absolutely pissed off because you're minding your business. You're in the middle of the pack, and next thing you know, you're getting swatted around. And you don't know who or why. You just know slap 15, you're getting killed.
Like one moment you're looking going forward, one moment you're looking going back. It's like, oh, you handled it pretty well, huh? Come on, you kept it where you needed to get.
So you're right on board with Janowski here.
Yeah,
That's just such a weird late slide. It's definitely him losing control from, trying to snap the thing to avoid getting caught up in that wreck. But yeah,
you just overcorrected trying to dodge the spin.
Looks like it.
It just didn't get it picked up when iRacing properly. Definitely looks strange.
These cars like to turn left. They just don't like to do it too fast.
Yeah. Sometimes I turn them left too much and they turn right too fast.
Should have gone right to go left there.
All right, Doc.
Either way, it looks like we're taking 1 to green here as they come through 3 and 4. One thing that's going to be changing things up here, clouds are starting to roll out over the track here, which is going to drop the track temp. Going to change the handle for some of these machines as we are now sitting at an 89-degree track temp at the moment. Yeah, if these clouds stay out much longer, I mean, you can just expect that to keep dropping.
89's pretty low for a desert. 77 outside, yeah, that's not bad.
If memory serves, I do believe that's going to make that bottom line cook just a little bit stronger than it was.
I want to say you're right. Remember, if you're, yeah, I believe so. Lights are out. Last one.
The way Ryco lockout.
It's going to be do math if how many laps are left. It's like 80
about
laps.
80. About 80.
Yeah.
Either way, we got ourselves a nice Ryco lockout here for the top 3. Ultra sitting there 4th. Team Conti. Then behind him, you got your good old friend Joseph Causey and Ed Scherer Jr. Not sure who Joseph's running for, but Ed Scherer Jr. with the Premier machine. Oh, yeah, Joseph, 1 sim. There we go. The lights are out on the iRacing pace car as it makes its quick descent down pit road.
Here we go.
Sean Conklin leads us up here into the Geico restart zone. Green flag is in the air. Conklin all the way down to the apron. Ghazi diving down to the apron right behind him, too. Conklin with a good advantage as they come down to 1 and 2. Nanny and Garrett Main's going to run side by side here for 2nd place with Ultra giving a huge shot to the one machine of Garrett Main's.
It's like almost a picture like asks the same restart it was last time at the front.
Yeah, which is exactly what Sean Conklin's wanting to see. Garrett Main's, not so much. He wants to be side by side coming through 1 and 2. He wants to be able to fight. Pull that 54 machine back with the side draft. But here comes Garrett Main's right back to the back bumper of Conklin. Not able to do anything with him just yet, though. They are already sprawling out.
I say they're taking those.
Solace all the way up against the fence already in 1 and 2. Going to work himself up to the 7th position as the 24 machine of Nick Olson is finding himself back into the picture.
I can't quite tell, but I almost think I saw 3 white already back this quick in the green flag racing.
Oh, yeah, you
side by
absolutely
side
did.
in 1.
Here comes again the 24 machine of Nick Olson, going to try and stick a nose to the outside of Solace. But also, we got a battle for the lead. Sean Conklin to the inside of Garrett Maines on the back straightaway. Maines with that huge run on the top. Maines trying to get that lead spot back.
He's trying to use that momentum advantage on the outside line there. English.
Trying to use that momentum, a little bit of a side draft as they come down the front straightaway. Mains with the advantage coming into turn number 1 as they are side by side, a dead heat behind them too. But here comes Nick Olsen sticking that nose up to the top. He's going to try and get the momentum down the back straightaway.
Not quite going to be able to make a 3 wide going into the back straight.
Nobody's going to give a huge shot to the back of the one machine. That's going to be the difference maker for Garrett Mains to get that lead from Sean Conklin.
Almost thrown into the lead.
Here comes Nick Olsen.
Yeah, look at the gap that push gave the two of them. They have pulled up 2 car lengths almost on Sean.
But here comes Nick Olsen. Oh, a little bit of a slap against the fence. It's going to kill the run as he comes into turn number 1.
Just a little bit too much there. 10% off the top.
About 10 or 20 off the top here, Squirrely Dan. Nick still fighting back strong on the outside, though. Trying to get to that quarter pound to suck that one machine and Garrett Mains back. And he's going to do it here on the front straightaway. Nick Olsen with the advantage. He's going to lead this lap.
If you wanted an example of how strong the draft is, he got into the wall, and the same lap was back on his bumper, getting into the side draft to pass him here. Yeah, that's how strong the draft is around this track.
Mains going to roll out of it, let that 24 machine get to the front. He's going to let Nick Olsen go out here and burn those tires up, and then try to come back here and get him in the next 15 laps. But Nick Olsen, your race leader now here at Las Vegas.
Also, that was a move. Pushing the two of them out in front so he could have the battle with Garrett by himself. Smart, smart.
And here comes Brad Newman working his way up through it. What's sitting at around 12th position? Start of this lap, he's up here on the top trying to cook, trying to make up some spots. He's ready up 2, make it 3 as he gets to the outside of James Holster here in 3 and 4. And he's going to have the momentum here at the line.
Newman's been making that midline work all race.
Yeah, Newman putting on a really good performance right now as he moves himself up to the 8th place position all over the back bumper of the 12 machine of Miller Bonds. I can get up there
quick.
Love
the Falcon-inspired paint. That's something you see in a stock car.
Now, he can get himself up there quick, but the problem for him tonight has been being able to maintain it. Because as quick as he gets up there, just the way he burns the tires, running that outside line, he gives it up just as fast as he picks it up.
No, I don't think so. Can't imagine he would have it really. I think it's just the homage to the Falcon Trip team paint.
Well, regardless of who Brad Newman is connected to, he is absolutely a ball of excitement when it comes to the NiS Open Series every week. Because that man will make some moves that'll nobody else in the field will ever think of doing and somehow make it work just about every week. Right now, though, Conklin getting overtaken for 2nd place. Clayton Hoffman down to his bottom as they come to the start-finish line here. Conklin will get the momentum, get the pull on the front straightaway, but Hoffman going to fight back strong on the inside line, right up against the paint.
It's like the bottom line gets the run through the middle of the corner, but after the middle of the corner, the momentum of the top side just pushes him through. Yeah.
Here comes that 54 machine of Conklin. Conklin will make it stick, absolutely, as they come to the start-finish line here. Conklin going to hold on to that 2nd place position and try to cut into that gap that one machine of Garrett Mains is starting to put on the field.
Who was that?
Now, Jose Solis Jr. still fighting off a hard-charging Brad Newman as they got a slow car down on the bottom here. Mitch Struanowski with all that damage from that wreck that brought out our last caution.
Awkward spot to be in.
Tries to limp that thing around there. Fortunately for him, I personally would party if the thing is torn up as it is tonight, but hey, every spot, every point counts at the end of the day. And here comes Hoffman to the outside for 2nd place. Going to take the spot from Conklin coming into turn number 3.
Continue to use that midline to his advantage.
And Clayton Hoffman, that's somebody that's been, you know, kind of silent on us for the past couple weeks, past month or so. His midsummer stint, man, he was top 3, felt like every week in competition, you know, to possibly win this thing. Kind of falls back into obscurity for a little bit, but it looks like he's making a really good late season charge to really, you know, put himself out there.
Could be trying to show that it was just a little bit of a slump and he's back to show or put himself back in form.
Yeah, and it is so easy in this series, as competitive as it is, and as good a job as all these teams and setup shops do, it is so easy to get yourself in a slump. And it is so hard to get yourself out of it, but looks like he's kind of, you know, kicked the bugs out here, so to speak, and got himself back where he wants to be. But right now, your race leader, Garrett Main's getting blocked by the 24. I'm sorry, second place is getting blocked by the 24. I forgot Olsen was leading this thing for a second.
They kind of close up on each other, I felt like, quick. They're the top 3 there. They're all
and that's the thing.
pushing for the outside.
That 24 of Olsen, we saw him be so aggressive at the start of this thing, and that you're seeing it all bite back now. Garrett Maines, Clayton Hoffman, Sean Conklin, these guys have done a great job of saving their tires. Something that the 24 is struggling with is you see him dead loose in the center of 1 and 2.
Almost deja vu what Olsen did with Garrett Maines earlier, pushed Garrett to the front.
And here comes Hoffman down to the bottom.
Yep.
Slide job, he's got the spot. The Main's not going to give it to him quick. He's looking back on the outside, but Hoffman's going to lead lap 71 here at Las Vegas.
It looks like
Main's has got it back,
Conklin's
though.
going to try to push around the outside.
Yeah, Main's got it back and got it back in a hurry. That outside line momentum, but here comes the 24. He's going to try and take that spot back from the 7 machine of Clayton Hoffman, but not going to be able to get it done. But Garrett Maines and Sean Conklin now in charge of this thing.
I don't want to say his name wrong. Is it Solis? Solace?
Solace.
All right, so yes, I don't.
Oh, and a huge run.
Going to the outside.
Yeah, huge run to the top of the track for Jose Solis. Huge momentum coming down the back straightaway. Going to get him right up to second place. Going to pick off 2 in 1 corner.
I've been watching him this whole run, and he hasn't been running the super high side. He's been sticking on that mid side, trying to save his tires.
I don't know if the midline is saving tires, but I guess in comparison to running the fence, it sure as hell is.
I guess relative to what he's been doing. That's whenever he's got that car set up to run like up towards the high side. It doesn't like being low.
Solid's not somebody we typically talk about here on the Friday night. Looking really good tonight, really scrappy, trying different things, and it's working for him as you see him now on the outside of that 54 machine of Sean Conklin. Right up to the bumper, Garrett Maines, and Jose Solis is going to move up to second place here.
Trying to use the push that he's getting from Hoffman there.
And here comes Daniel Nanny back into the picture, too.
At the top, 1, 2, 3, 5 or 6 of them. A little bit of separation now.
Conklin still devoted to that inside line as you see him get a huge shot from the 30 machine of Daniel Nanny to try and push them past the 24 machine of Olsen. Olsen's still committed to that top. Looks like the handle's starting to come back to that 24 machine a little bit. There's a huge slide job and block from the 54 of Conklin on the 24 machine as they come into turn number 3.
Nanny to the outside, yeah.
Ooh. But hunting your race leader as it sits right now, the 22 machine of Jose Solis Jr. Not what I had on the bingo card tonight myself, but such a good performance for him tonight so far.
He's sniffing his bumper, looking for any kind of opportunity he can, what he can to get past.
Still committed to that outside line, the middle line, not getting down there on the bottom. Honestly, his best opportunity right now is to try and build that momentum and get by the 1 machine. You're not going to be able to do it if you stay directly in tow with him just because of how strong that dirty air is. You're always going to be trying to fight for that extra little bit of grip on the front tires.
Is that Conklin going diving to the inside there?
No, Solis just about wrecked it in 1 and 2.
Oof.
Here comes Hoffman. Back to the bumper, but Hoffman under fire from the 54 machine of Conklin.
Getting close to that wall. Uh-oh.
Oh,
I
got
didn't even
yellow.
see what happened. Yeah.
PB Henry, long slide through the front straightaway grass here at Las Vegas. Looks like he had help. And he absolutely did.
That definitely looked like a car getting turned.
You see the 34 machine down to his left rear quarter panel. One shot, two shot, and around he goes.
More of that ping pong action going on. Could have been worse. I'd say he got off pretty well with that.
Yeah, it's a tough break for the 25 machine as you see him at that time frame right in the top 10, but not much you can do, and you kind of get lifted up coming out of the corner.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm him. I think I'm glad that I got spun from my the left side of my car and not from the right side of my car.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a fortunate break for him, at least in that regard. But in 78 laps into this thing, you know everybody's going to be fighting tooth and nail at this point. It's going to be so hard for him to come back from that loss.
80, that means we should be a set of tires, or a set of tires in, I think, right? 50 laps a set. We should be about 50 to go at the end of this.
Oh, we absolutely. Anytime a caution comes out,
that's interesting.
You want to come down and fire on 4 freshies, at least in this series, because you have a huge allotment of tires here compared to what we have in the A Open. But as we are running under caution here, we're going to send out a quick word from our sponsors.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
And welcome back to the Ryco Performance Friday Night Top Split. Lights are out on the pace car, about to make its descent down pit road. Garrett Maines and Jose Salas lead us back into the restart zone. And flag is in the air. Green flag is out. Garrett Maines is going to lead us to the start-finish line all the way down to the apron with Clayton Hoffman right into it.
That inside line has just gotten a good restart every time so far this race.
Yeah, it's just because the leader control so much of an advantage for those guys directly behind him.
Huge.
Garrett Maines going a little bit of a block on that number 7 machine of Clayton Hoffman as they're side by side behind both of them. Jose Salas already starting to stick that thing up onto the middle line, try to build a little bit of momentum, but here comes Daniel Nanny in the 30 machine all over the back bumper of Jose Salas. That'll be the battle for third once it finally starts to shape up.
Salas must have got the good restart. I didn't see it.
And here it comes.
That's unfortunate.
Daniel Nanny down to the inside of Jose Salas as they come down to turn number 3. Trying to get that Ryco machine up there into the top 3.
Hoffman pushing on that side of him.
And here comes Hoffman. Huge launch up on the top side of the track. He's going to try and get this lead from Garrett Maines. He's going to lead it at the stripe.
He's going to catch a lap lead. I think it's how it works.
And a dead heat down into turn number 1, but that 7 machine using the outside line momentum to
Just
pull him in.
Get it.
Just in front of the 1 machine of Garrett Maines down the backstretch.
Fire off it down to 3.
17 machine of Holzer giving a huge shot to the back bumper of the 30 of Daniel Nanny down into turn number 3. Nicholas Vroman starting to stick himself back up into the picture here as you see him up against that outside line directly above the 17 machine of Holzer.
Vroman look at the inside a little bit, not gonna quite get the momentum.
Oh, he's got it. And a huge launch. He's going to take that all the way down to the inside of the track as he goes down to the inside of his teammate, Daniel Nanny, in the 30. And he's going to clear him coming into turn number 3. Wow. Daniel's going to roll out of it and let him have the spot. And try and follow that 95 machine through is what I'm expecting.
Salas not wanting to use that inside line whatsoever.
No, and I am so impressed with the performance that Salas has put together tonight, too. Because I was expecting the first time I saw him up against the wall, I was like, man, that's going to be good, but that's only going to be good for about 2 or 3 laps, and that's probably his only option of getting up to the front and staying up at the front. But, man, he has done such a good job maintaining the track position and somehow finding a way to make that outside line work for him in a point that it doesn't completely hammer off the tires and keeps him competitive. Did you see him already?
I think it's kind of
to
the
that
point you were
outside?
talking earlier with the setup stuff. Like it can lead you to a good week and lead you to a bad week, and it definitely, I think, he's got his car set up just to run a little bit higher, and it's definitely playing the way he drives. As I say that, he goes inside.
And what that likely comes down to is, you know, he might have a little bit looser of a setup. You got a looser car. You can run up against the wall a little bit easier because you don't have to put as much wheel into it, but you're also, you know, it's kind of a twofold thing. You go up there against, we see a huge cluster. Oh, Joseph Causey stuck right in the middle of a bad situation with Nakey, and Nakey gets turned. Great save by the 42. And now Baldridge is meeting the sandwich with Rogers and Crow.
3 wides in 3 seconds.
And around goes Rogers
There's
again.
The riot. Oh.
Head on into Vincent Crow.
They're spinning behind.
And they're still wrecking. Huge crash on the front stretch.
That's a big, oh my. Ooh.
Oh, hard hits.
There's a lot to unpack here. Ooh.
Rogers just slid up into the 17 machine and pivots himself head on, slides right back up across the racetrack and grabs a handful with him.
A bit of Casper. I did
Right
not
on
think we were
board.
going to have that big of a wreck when everybody started straightening it up here. Oh,
On
I
board with
see.
the 44 machine here.
It's like lost steering.
It just doesn't look like when he got. I don't know if the car was damaged to the point where he couldn't get the thing turned around. But
Wonder if it was like a bug in the suspension. Maybe the steer he just couldn't steer the car.
I want to get the benefit of the doubt. I mean, like I know that he's not ripping it up there intentionally, but man, I was kick a little bit of gas in it and try to cut it the other way, but unfortunate break nonetheless for him as well as a handful of others. Really rough break for Vincent Crow. Man, feels like he's been the butt of every joke when it comes to the wrecks tonight. To none of his doing. And
Yeah, sometimes that's just
man, yeah, you
how
see
the
that
cookie
right
crumbles,
front,
they say. Yeah, it's
right front wheel not just completely locked up, toe completely knocked out. It's done for the day for him. The flipper machine has flipped, unfortunately.
Oh, that's unfortunate too. Just a little too far forward. Looks like a couple people stayed out.
A person, and that one
A
person.
Eyes.
I talked about it earlier. That 16 machine, Brad Newman. Always wanted to do what nobody else will.
It's a bold strategy.
But no, to finish my thought earlier, what I was talking about setups before that huge crash happened. You've got a looser car. You can send the thing up against the wall, find some speed up there that you can't make on the bottom. But if you're on the bottom and that car is absolutely loose, all it's going to want to do is come around on you because the amount of wheel you have to crank into it and the amount of load you have to put into the tires to make it work down there. So up against the fence might be the thing that works for Solace because he might just have a really free setup.
Free setup, and that's just how he could just also feed into his driving style around here too.
Oh. Absolutely. When we go to Homestead next week, you can best believe that I'll be ripping the fence all week, regardless of if the cars get up there or not. Just because that's where I go. That's what makes sense for me.
So that's what I did at Kansas. That's what makes sense to me at Kansas is running the high side.
You see, I used to at Kansas, but it's gotten to the point now where the bottom line gains as opposed to the outside line is just so much stronger. Because it's weird. Kansas is in a weird state right now, but gotta love that track.
That's a statement. Kansas definitely is in a weird state.
Kansas is absolutely in a weird state. And my buddy Brandon, who's watching this, could probably totally agree with me on that. He lives about 15 minutes away from the Speedway.
Let's see. Is that about 42 laps to go? Here.
Yeah, we're getting into crunch time. So we look at the track conditions right now. Track temp back up to 89 degrees.
Yeah.
Staying pretty consistent for these guys today, which I'm sure everybody is thankful for. Yeah, 93 laps on the board. Looks like we'll be going green on lap 94. It's a nice 40-lap dash to the finish. I'm sure we're going to see a handful more cautions, though.
Definitely have been some aggressive driving. It tends to breed cautions. Everybody's shaping up.
And Vegas is just, it's pretty weird because this is one of those tracks where, you have races that'll just go green for no reason. Like, you'll be trying to wreck every lap and it'll just go green. You have other races where you think it's going to be a good, clean show and just, people make little small mistakes and that turns into a huge wreck, and then here we are under caution multiple times.
Then it's a couple cars trying to come around with damage, and then it's just a comedy of errors. I think the lights are on that car.
Either way, yeah. Brad Newman Up here on the point, Nick Olson on the outside line, P2. Pretty sure.
Oh. It's good to know.
Lights out on the iRacing pace car as it gets ready to make its dive down pit road for hopefully the last time tonight. Brad Newman stayed out on older stuff. Nick Olson just at gas and goes. It's going to be really interesting to see how this shakes out here at the start for the restart. Flag is in hand. Green flag is out. Brad Newman with a pretty good launch. Not the best we've seen all night. Here comes Hoffman carving his way to second place, though, on the inside of the 24 of Nick Olson as they come down to turn 1.
Inside line doesn't look like it got as big of a run as it did before in the other restarts. It's been a little more even this time.
Oh, that's because Newman wasn't as aggressive. But side by side for third place right now, Jose Solis on the outside of the 7 machine. And here we go. I think that is the 54 of Sean Conklin running all the way up against the fence through 3 and 4 as he goes high and tries to get a run on the... Oh, sorry, that's Roman trying to get a run on the 54 machine of Conklin, but doesn't quite get it done. Huge block from the 54.
A lot of 3 wide going on already.
But here comes Garrett Maines back up to P3 with a huge move on the inside of the 22 machine of Solis.
The double file most of the way back.
Side by side dive down into turn number 1. Daniel Nanny to the outside of the 7 machine of Clayton Hoffman. Pretty sure Nanny's huge contact for Hoffman. Almost sent it around. Great save, and Causey almost found a way to bend it too.
Man.
That's the thing, man. We're getting into that stage of the race. As we got a battle for the lead now. Nick Olson down to the inside of the 16 machine of Brad Newman as they come down into turn number 1. Olson with a huge run. He's going to take the spot coming into the first corner, and a huge slide job.
Might have overcooked a little bit. No, he got it.
He got the momentum coming out of the corner. He's good to go for now. But here comes Garrett Maines hunting back on that outside line, trying to get a little bit of clean air to the nose. Trying to build that momentum to get by the 16 machine, and I think he's going to do it here at the line. A little bit of a side draft as they come to the start-finish line. And all the way down to the paint in turn number 1. And Newman on those older tires, it was good for a lap or two. Is it going to be, how well is that going to hold him throughout this run? My experience Wednesday night, there's a handful of laps on the tires. You can kind of make it work as long as you just don't go out there and overcook it. But here comes the 54 machine of Sean Conklin down to the inside of Newman here at the start-finish line. Newman fighting back strong on the outside, though.
Was able to keep Solis behind him.
Conklin just a little bit better in 1 and 2. That's the advantage he needs. He's going to slide up in front of that 16 machine of Newman and hold him at bay as he gets a huge shot to the 1 machine of Garrett Maines.
A lot of people coming really close to that wall on exit.
Now we got Roman diving down to the inside of the 22 machine of Solis. Huge power move for Roman as he's going to shake his way out in front of the 22 machine through 1 and 2. And right now you're just seeing a battle of the guys that took tires and the guys that didn't.
It's like Roman's going to get up on the inside of Newman here too. Yeah, he's going to have it.
Oh yeah, he's going to get him coming out turn number 4 here.
I think Solis is going to make it work this time also.
And what Solis needs to do is he just needs to stay in the tire tracks of the 95 machine. You're out there on the older stuff. Stay lined up with the guys that took the fresh tires and try not to put yourself in a bad position and try to follow their momentum, so to speak. As you see Daniel Nanny working himself back up into the picture behind the 22 machine of Solis. Newman still fighting back really hard on that outside line, though.
Just trying to get every bit he can.
Brad Newman with the Ryan Newman impression tonight. It's 22 Solis gets tied on him here in 1 and 2. Oh, the 30 machine just went up to fall back in line on the outside line behind his teammate, Jacob Schneider, and I want to say, is that 32? Hard to tell because the number, same color as the paint. Oh, 34 of Ganonovic. Just about turned to 30.
Ooh. Every time there's a gap where you could see 3 wide, you can see everybody posturing to go into that gap to hit that 3 wide. Or they want it tonight.
But yeah, I mean, it's go time, man. We got 30 laps to go in this thing. You've absolutely got to be on the gas every second of every lap now to try and get these spots. As you see a 3 wide move being made here on the front straight with the 22 machine. It saw us all the way down to the flat. Let's go shake Brad Newman out. Let's go shake Brad Newman out. Move that 32 machine back into the picture here. Right now, Sean Conklin diving down to the inside of his teammate, Nicholas Roman, and trying to get the 2-for-1 special with Garrett Maines. Garrett Maines going to get a huge shove from the 95 machine, though. And here comes Nicholas Roman. They're going to set up for 3 wide here into turn number 1. But Sean Conklin trying to prevail. Garrett Maines staying on the quarter panel. They're trying to pull back that side draft to keep Conklin with him. And it's going to work. Garrett Maines is going to get the momentum, and he's going to get a good shot coming into turn number 3.
Are we going to see the play again of push Garrett Maines to the lead and use him to get yourself to the lead?
Well, with
it's worked a lot.
With the 3 Ryco drivers that are in charge of this thing right now, I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of camaraderie. Just because these are the 3 of the best drivers that Ken has on tap for that team. And each one of them wants to get out here and get this thing done. They don't care who they have to cast out to the win for it. As you see, tight 3 ride action right there with Roman just about getting to the door. Garrett Maines coming into turn number 3. And oh, huge slide out of your race leader, Olsen. You saw that wiggle from our camera.
Oh my. Amount of space given, enough.
And here comes Roman diving back down to the bottom line into 1 and 2, trying to get that momentum. Oh, and Olsen gets huge loose in front of both of them.
Ooh. Yeah, I think any cooperation we'll see between these boys here at the front is cooperation in terms of what can I get to use to my advantage.
Yep. Uh-oh. Olsen. Oh, no. Olsen's lagging, too. Lagging and loose. That is a bad combination.
That is... Oh.
Oh, no.
Now that's the most pucker factor we've seen tonight.
And Vroman going to get the bad end of the stick right here as Garrett Maines gets the spot back. Using that outside line momentum while Vroman was trying to check up to avoid running over the 24 machine. Vroman's going to go way back into the pack here because now he's under fire by the 02 machine as well as the 54 of Sean Conklin. But Jacob Schneider...
Also looks like he might have got loose and just put too much heat in his tires and started falling back.
Now Schneider caught in that incident early in this race, caught a lot of damage. It's been a long, methodical race for him to get himself fixed up and back up into the hunt. Here he is, P2, right behind his teammate Garrett Maines, who's in control of this thing at the moment. Great recovery for that 02 machine so far.
Oh, wow, I didn't even notice that. That is shocking. That is extremely shocking. Wow.
But Roman not wanting to give it to him. Sorry, Conklin not wanting to give it to him.
Don't call it a comeback?
Oh, no, it's a comeback. This is absolutely a comeback for that 02 machine.
Yeah. Now you can call it a comeback.
If he finishes anywhere in the top 10, as bad as that car was killed earlier, that's a show for him.
Lap 1, thrown to the wall. Anything around lap 134 towards the front? Yeah, that's impressive. I'm all right. I see why.
At the line, 24 laps to go. Top 5 under a blanket. But the battle that we've talked about multiple times this season, the battle between Sean Conklin and Garrett Maines, you know at some point in this fight the gloves are going to come off. And you know the aggression factor is going to start to really shake itself up between these two. But Daniel Nanny with another good performance up here in 3rd place. He's all over the back bumper of Sean Conklin.
Looking at the inside. Rome would come around trying to come around the outside of him there.
Ooh, a bump to the back of the one machine of Garrett Maines from the 54 of Conklin.
Let
Had
him know
him
he's
lifted
there.
up. Had him lifted up coming out of 1 and 2. Here comes Conklin trying to get to the outside, trying to get that quarter pound to try and pull that one machine back. Not able to get enough momentum to get it done there, though, on the front straightaway as they come back into 1. Still bumper to bumper on that outside line. Conklin doing everything
Trying to
he
get side
can.
by side.
He's doing everything he can to try and get that one machine of Mains to throw a block as well as get clean air on that front splitter. Try to do anything that he can to get into the head of that race leader. To try and coax him into a mistake.
Get him to scrub more speed than he is. Anything. Put any kind to get him to the side draft. Anything.
And that's just how equal these cars are.
Just can't quite get to the... Just wants to get an inch around the quarter panel. If he can get an inch around the quarter panel, he could probably make it work.
Just all these guys up here, they're running the same stuff up here in this top 5. And the talent level of these 2 drivers up here at the front, these 3 up at the front. Oh man, huge slide for Roman all the way down from the top to the bottom, back up to the top. And here comes Conklin. He's got the spot, trying to throw a slide job on him through 1 and 2. He's going to get it done. Conklin is your race leader now.
Looks like Maines is going to get taken on the outside by Roman too.
Yep, here comes Roman down to the bottom of the
inside.
Thread out in front. Going to move himself to the 2nd place position with a huge slide job. Now, does Roman have anything for your race leader? As we have a caution on the Speedway. Ed Shearer Jr.
I must have Trevor Chet muted.
Let's see what we have here. The 4 machine up on the outside. Shearer just slides up into him and unfortunately turns himself.
It's a little bit too much of the same real estate.
Rough break for the 10 machine, but for the last time, we're going to send it to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back to bring you the rest of the racing action.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
And welcome back, everybody, to the Ryco Performance Friday Night Top Split. Just a handful of laps left in this thing. We're going to be going green here with about 15 laps to go. Quick dash to the finish. Racing control right now by Sean Conklin and Nicholas Vroman. Another great run out of the Ryco guys tonight, which, I think everybody here had that one expected. And right now we've got, I believe, Alan Pajari taking the wave around here, getting himself back on the lead lap.
It's one to go.
Now the question we got to be asking here is it going to be clean and green to finish this thing out, or are we going to see that classic NiS chaos that we see so often when we come to the end of these things?
Again, that's over under cautions. I'm gonna go with two under.
I don't know. It's always a rough call. I always call it wrong, so I'm not even going to make a call on this one.
That's a safe bet. That's the safest bet.
I am no.
The producer's saying none. That's crazy.
Our producer says no cautions. I'm not going to say that because we'll be here till 2 o'clock in the morning.
Somebody had to say it.
Hey, what? I cannot hype up the performance that Jose Salas has had tonight, though, enough. Sitting here in the 4th position. I didn't even have him circled as, a top 10 driver tonight. Such a good run out of him in that 22 machine, but pace car making its dive down pit road for hopefully the final time. Flag is in hand. The 54 machine of Sean Conklin leads us into the box. Green flag is in the air, and a good launch for the 54 machine as he cuts it hard down to the apron, and he brings that 30 machine of Daniel Nanny in tow with him.
Still a good launch, but that's probably the worst launch we've seen from the first car so far this whole race. And he still gets a huge run, car length into the first turn.
And a little bit of door contact between the 30 machine and the 95, but we got 4 wide a little bit further in the pack with Brad Newman all the way down to the bottom. Newman going to roll out of it. Joseph Causey stuck up on there on the outside with the 4 machine. Beating his door off coming through 3 and 4. Now hard cut down to the apron a little bit further in the pack. I could not get an eye on which car that was, but he went down there. More 3 wide action. Oh, Vroman got really
Joshua
tight.
Chet says 3 more.
Vroman got
really
tight in front of the 22 machine of Jose Salas and was very lucky that Jose backed out of it for him, because that could have been absolutely heartbreaking for him.
We're on the apron here.
Nope,
there it
yellow's
is.
out.
I saw smoke, but I didn't see what happened.
Ed Shearer Jr. turned again. This one looking way more terminal than the first.
So our producer's bet of cautions is out.
Nope, the 4 and the 17. A little bit of contact. Poor Ed got Johnny there. Johnny Ballridge hard hit on the driver's side to the outside retaining wall.
I think you could have dodged that, but like you'd have had to be moving the steering wheel the second you saw that coming.
Johnny just slides right up into the 4 machine, gets a little bit of contact from the 25.
Yeah, he seemed to start to try to dodge. It was just a little too late.
Yeah, 25 just got up into the quarter panel a little bit. Wasn't much, but man, when these things are as light as they are coming up off the corner, you saw that 17 going into the slide already. It's just nothing he can do behind the wheel to avoid getting turned.
Once you get so sideways, you just can't save it. I
Justin,
don't think there's much in there. Uh-oh.
our other boss man sitting in the chat saying, "One more time. One more time, Ed." Don't tell him that, man. He's liable to do it.
So I'm still on for 2 under.
Considering we're not going to really have many laps to play with here to finish this thing out, I can absolutely tell you that we're probably going to see more cautions here.
Yeah. I'd see we'll probably get back to go, what, 132, 33 maybe?
At this point, I don't even think this pace car is safe.
It's lucky that it doesn't have collisions.
Oh, God. Just brought back PTSD to the R Factor pace car for me.
One of these days for April Fools, they need to just turn collisions onto the pace car and tell nobody.
It would be so hilarious.
The chaos that would happen. Just in anything that's not official, just collision pace car.
Oh, it'd be great too, because you know the pace car, since it's an unstoppable path, it would just roll through everything like the train on GTA.
If you're not paying attention, it will just smoke you.
I could just see like the 87s on the back straightaway at Daytona, just all flying 30 feet in the air.
Just getting scooped up like the ramp car, one of the Fast and Furiouses.
Oh,
Or the Grand Theft Auto.
Either way, we're going to take a quick look at our schedule and some of the wonderful racing we have coming up this week here on GridVision. Starting with Monday night. We're going to Iowa Speedway for the SSRL Truck Series at 9:30 Eastern. Also at the same time, 8:30 Eastern, we're going to be taking the Ryco Performance Monday night top split to Homestead, Miami. We'll see you there for the Cup cars as well as the Xfinity cars. Then Tuesday, the SSRL Master Series. Going to kick off from Iowa Speedway as well at 9:30 Eastern. Sorry, that's not Iowa. Sorry, that's Homestead. 3 brain cells, but we're doing our best with it. And then Friday evening, 9 o'clock Eastern, we'll see you back here again for the Friday night Ryco Performance top split.
I could have lent you my half a brain cell if we needed it there.
It's not gonna do me any good, man.
I feel that. I don't got many left.
In between my ears, it's basically just a supermassive black hole that absorbs every thought and turns it into crap. Yeah, I'd lent my one brain cell to Nick Stein, and you know, he went off to college instead. So
in between my ears, as it just muses supermassive black hole.
Poor thing.
It is what it is. Could be worse.
Debatable.
Could be worse songs.
Debatable. I'm not going to get into that hot
Something
water,
to muse on.
There are bands that everybody loves that I absolutely cannot stand, and I will get myself in trouble, and I will die on that hill.
But everything is an opinion, even if it's wrong.
Oh, I'd never have a bad opinion, man. What are you talking about?
Exactly.
All my opinions are great. Like this one. My opinion, I think a Ryco car is going to win the Friday night.
It's a pretty good bet.
I feel it.
I think I'm going to have to go with you on that one.
Ooh, Sim2 Serious Muse is lame. We need some System of a Down. Absolutely, brother. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure if we play any of their songs, we'll get kicked for terms of service. So it's unfortunate. No, at least half of their back catalog.
What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of them, 5 of them in shot. I think there's a good safe bet that here on GridVision, sponsored by Ryco. Right.
Ryco.
We'll see a
Ryco,
Ryco car win.
Ryco. All right, either
bad.
way, lights out on the pace
said it wrong.
car, taking its dive in. Just a handful of laps left to figure this thing out. Side by side, coming through the front straightaway up here to the Geico restart zone. Flag is in the air. Sean Conklin diving it all the way down to the apron, up by the grass, trying to get as big of a launch as he can. And they are side by side behind him with Jose Salas Jr. on the inside of Nicholas Roman coming into turn number 1.
See how many laps of caution for you. Have 7 to go here. 6 to go, it looks like.
Ooh, Salas gets really tight. Almost a little bit of contact with the 95 machine of Roman. Salas checked out of it to avoid running him over. Going to give a little bit more momentum to that 95, and they are 3 wide, going on 4 wide behind him.
Yeah. We thought we saw aggressive driving early. Oh my goodness.
Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet, as we got a caution out already. Oh no. Oh, don't say it ain't so. Not our man. Austin Estrom's favorite driver, Tanguy DeCock, unfortunately getting turned around here. His green Dr. House Chevrolet Camaro. Is that a self-spin? Oh, avoiding... Is that the 12? Or was that the 02? Was that Schneider?
Oh, I saw hood up.
Oh, Miller Bonds. Hard, rough break for him. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Tough night. Keeps getting tougher. And go Miller up to the back bumper. The 16 machine of Brad Newman coming out of turn number 4. The 37 just hooks down, gets him in the quarter panel, and hard hit for the 25 of PB Henry.
He was eyeing 4 wide, just lit a little too much. Oh, there was the hood. I saw that.
PB had such a good run going earlier in this thing, and unfortunately it's just all come undone since he got that slide through the grass from the top 10 earlier in this event.
Couldn't quite bring it back. Got himself in a bad spot. That's unfortunate.
On board with PB, and this is a rough one. You know when you see the hood come up, it's done. Such a tough break for him.
The hood is waving goodbye to his chances of winning this race.
I'm kind of wondering why Tanguy was coming in there at Mock Jesus. Because, you know, we can see it in the cockpit view. Running on board in the cockpit view with Tanguy DeCock. And through the front straightaway, and the DeCock cam, and
almost cocked it up a little bit.
He didn't go around, so I thought he spun initially, so that's on me. Tanguy did everything he could. He didn't cock it up too bad.
No,
not at all.
Kept it on the straight and narrow.
Yep. But this is going to bring us into, I think we're going to have a natural green-white checkered. If not, we're going to go green with 3 on the board. No, this will be a natural green-white checkered.
I believe, yeah, it looks like it.
Which means, theoretically speaking, we could have 4 green-white checkers from Las Vegas tonight.
How Las Vegas is that?
And our producer, I don't know if you guys could hear it at home, but or sense it, but if you felt a giant gust of wind, that is our producer sighing in disgust. He's disappointed in all of us, mainly me. Well, we were talking about
Look, if you have the
recoveries.
opportunity to have, sorry, go ahead.
While we were talking about recoveries and good nights gone bad earlier, I want to talk about a bad night gone good. Tommy Gossett sitting here in the 6th position right now in that 80 machine. Got caught up in that wreck at the start of this race. Got a whole bunch of front end damage. Got caught up in another wreck a little bit later on. And he's currently carved himself a nice top 10 position here.
He's got the front of that car fixed.
Yep. Of course, I do know I said something good about Tommy, which means something absolutely horrible is about to happen to him. So
How would
Sorry,
you caster
Tommy.
curse him?
I didn't think about it before I spoke. If it goes wrong, man, you can yell at me later. It's okay.
I salute. And he's managed to get that car, but it looks brand new after all the damage it caught towards the beginning. That's impressive. I like that. Yeah.
Solace sitting here in the third position still after a tremendous night for him. So much speed in that 22 machine, and honestly, a big part of it's just been him driving the absolute hell out of that thing to get himself up in a position to keep it in position. Which is easier said than done when the line between speed and the wall is next to nothing here.
It's about 3 inches.
Yeah.
3 inches makes a difference.
Holzer running pretty good in the 9th spot, and then Kananovich sitting there in the 34 car in 9th position. What a points gain that would be for him if he's able to get that thing to finish where he's got it right now. And a name that I struggle to say, and I struggle to say mainly because I've never had to say it before. So good run for that 34 machine.
Yeah, I wouldn't even attempt that.
No. I know, because you haven't.
Yeah, I would. I'd be like a butcher on Friday. I don't know what that means, but
I don't either, but what I do know is
the
lights are out on the pace car here. And Conklin is trying to stack this field up a little bit here. Trying to slow down that pace a little bit so he can get a little bit better of a launch as he leads them 2 by 2 into the Geico restart zone. Foot to the floor. Green flag is out. Conklin going to get another really good launch here on this restart. Down to the apron. Roman going to follow in line behind him. They are side by side for third. Jose Salas to the inside of Garrett Maines as they come down into turn number 1. No, 3 wide behind him.
Oh my goodness, that was a pretty close start.
Kirill Kananovich on the inside of the 0-2 of Jacob Schneider. Schneider trying to thread the middle with James Holzer stuck up there on the outside line. Schneider going to send it. White flag is in the air here.
Oh,
Nope.
I saw tire smoke.
Wrecking behind the leaders right now, but Sean Conklin in charge of this thing still as they're side by side for second place. Garrett Maines to the inside of Nicholas Roman, and a huge shot from Tommy Gossett. Going to push Roman into turn number 3, but this is going to be enough to get the job done.
Don't know if anybody's going to be able to get
Not
on
going to be able to get to him,
No.
though. Coming out of turn number 4 with a huge advantage. Sean Conklin is going to bring home the win here at Las Vegas.
What a finish.
What a race, man.
That was a fun race. That was a lot of aggressive driving. That was fun to watch.
I'll tell you what, man, it was almost impossible to pick a favorite on this one because every time you felt like they were locked in, it flip-flopped. But Sean Conklin going to bring the race home for Ryco Performance with Nicholas Roman in second, and third place Tommy Gossett with the top 3 lockout for Ryco. Fourth is going to go to Garrett Maines. And Jose Salas is going to bring home that 5th place position tonight. Good run for him. I'm sitting here talking about that. We're watching cars flip on the camera here. Here's Conklin burning it down. Absolutely. And what a good run for Conklin tonight and all these guys. Either way, what we're going to do now is we're going to pull these results on the screen and I'll give you the rundown here. And obviously bringing home the gold tonight is going to be Sean Conklin in that 54 machine, followed by Nicholas Roman in second. Third is going to Tommy Gossett. Fourth place is going to be Garrett Maines. Fifth, Jose Salas Jr., followed by Daniel Nanny in sixth. Seventh is going to be James Holzer with Kirill Kananovich in 8th place. What a good finish for him. 9th place is going to go to Clayton Hoffman, followed by Maggie McGuire in 10th place.
11th place, we have Dalton Collins, followed 12th place by Jacob Schneider, 13th is Pedro Oliveira, In 14th, we have Nikolaus Padovic, followed 15th with Joseph Causey, and 16th with Brad Newman. 17th, we have Tracy Petter. 18th, we have Chad Ginningsman. Let's go. 19th is Michael Baddison, and followed 20th with Nick Olson.
In 24th position, we're going to have Justin Nanke, followed by Matt Cox in 22nd. 23rd is going to go to John Williams, followed by Steve Buchanan in 24th. 15th is going to go to Ed Scherer Jr., followed by Johnny Bodrich in 26th. 27th goes to PB Henry, followed by Miller Bonds in 28th. Tanguy Cock is going to bring it in 29th position, followed by Alan Pajari in 30th. 31st is going to go to J.R. Barbarema, followed by Vincent Crow, Adam Benefiel, Sean Rogers, Mitch Drumanowski. 36 is going to go to Bailey Galinas, followed by 37th, James Houghton, rounding out the field. Well, now we're going to move forward. We're going to bring in those top 3 finishers and get our interviews for the night. We're going to start off here with, oh goodness, I should have been paying more attention to the results. I'm going to start off here with Tommy Gossett. And Tommy Gossett, man, bringing it home P3 after one hell of an up and down race, dude. But after the instance you got caught up in earlier, man, did you think there was any shot that you could get yourself back up there in the top 5 and get into the fight?
Oh yeah, I don't really think I got in any instant. There was just that one stack up on the restart, and I got front end damage and had to fix it and go to the back, and I was just dodging minefields.
Yeah, you had... So from up here in the booth, man, it looked like you had the front end pretty much tore off of that thing with the stack up at the beginning of this race. Personally, I thought you got caught up in that first incident, just a little bit of bumper-to-bumper damage, but man, one heck of a job.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It was just that from that stack up on that restart, and I had to come in and get it fixed. It was only like 15 or 16 seconds.
So what'd you think of the racing out there tonight, man? Because that is some of the scrappiest fighting that I think I've seen out of an NiS field so far this season.
Oh, it's fun. I mean, to an extent, it's terrible because you get to the inside and you get side drafted back. But another time, it's fun. It's just all in how it pans out for you, I guess.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, one heck of a good performance tonight. And who all do you want to thank for this third place performance?
Before I say who I want to thank, I wish Austin Edstrom was here because I want him to know that Dixieland Delight, Alabama's fight song, is a song about Tennessee. So every time they do something good, they're thinking about us. So we'll see how that game goes tomorrow. But first off, I got to thank God. To him be all the glory. I thank Ken for giving me a great setup and all my teammates who put in the work to build these things.
Well, man, Tommy, you have yourself a good night, and I will be sure to relay that message to Edstrom as soon as I get back to the chat after this one.
Thank you. Thank you,
I'll
Austin.
just go ahead and put in a roll tide for him.
Have a good one, man. All right, now we're going to move on to Tyler Milligan interviewing our second place finisher, Nicholas Roman.
So, second place finisher, Mr. Roman here. How did you feel like your race went tonight?
You know, it was a good race
Second.
overall. We had a little fun with it. Came down pit road when after we pitted again, just like stuff in the back again, go to the front. So that was pretty fun. Yeah, it was fun overall, man. I wish I didn't get freaking Titan 1 and 2 behind Sean. That absolutely sucks and killed me any chance of winning. But yeah, no, it's the race.
How was that? I saw you were pretty aggressive there early on in that race, kind of pushing towards the front there. From what I understand, that's kind of not your kind of style.
Well, Sean had bet me how many laps it would take for me to get to the back and front. So he said over under was 15, and I was trying to do it, and then I was like, I'm not gonna do it, and I backed off, so I wouldn't kill the tires too bad. But I was just, Sean just bet me how long it would take me to get to the front.
I like that. That's kind of funny. Anybody you I'm not good at questioning. Anybody got anybody you like to thank?
Yeah, everyone at Ryco did a good job this week. Sean, man, he's just, he's good. He's got to pay taxes for the first time, so congratulations for him on winning the race the other night. Have to pay taxes for his first time in his life, so that's pretty cool. I'm glad to experience that with him. And yeah, I guess it was a good race. Shout out to you guys and everyone on track.
Appreciate you driving.
Yep. Except Ken, I want to thank him. Yeah. For everybody else out there.
Appreciate it. I'll throw it back over to Sheldon, who will interview our first place finisher, Sean Conkin.
Oh man, Nicholas Roman, always a hoot, but the mainstay of the night is going to be the conky donkey Sean Conklin himself. A broken collarbone could not stop this performance. Man, dude, first off, how are you feeling?
A bit better. Um, it's healing. It's we've been told to go get it looked at further. It's in a V shape right now, which is apparently
Shape.
I don't, cause it's like going upwards. I don't know. It's healing upward. There's like a little bump there. The collarbone's supposed to be flat, and there's kind of like a bump in it. I don't know. They told us to get us looked at further. They also said it'd be fine. That's how it heals. Who knows? If I feel better, it's definitely like the pain is kind of going away. But they told us to go get it looked at further. But yeah, it's it. I would be lying if I say it didn't affect me a little bit, but it's just only if I move my shoulder too much. Other than that, it's perfectly fine.
Okay, so my astute medical advice is you should probably run more road courses to kind of balance out, the weight
Yeah.
on that thing, and it should probably pop it back in place.
Oh yeah. Easy.
But man, you guys, you and Garrett, man, I swear to God, every week that you two both register for one of these things, it is an absolute show. And tonight, you guys didn't show us anything different than what we've seen, out of you guys in the past. How were you able to get the job done on them? Because it seemed like you had the thing locked down for the majority of the event tonight.
Yeah, I was really hoping to capitalize off those long runs. I was just kind of sitting back there saving, because I can sit in dirty air for a little bit and keep the nose, don't want to burn up that right rear too much, keep the tires kind of equal, and then I can kind of push forward. But every time I'd start to push forward and start to catch the guys in front of me, my tires would feel good, I'd wind up seeing the yellow flag come out. So it definitely wasn't enjoyable to see the yellow flag come out every time we're close to a long run, but it happens. And I knew on that last run there that I needed to get the lead, because it was towards the end of the run and towards the later parts of the run, tires just equal out and it's hard to pass. So got the lead, and then a caution came out, and then from there it was kind of caution fest, which played out in my favor, and we just needed to capitalize off the restarts, which we did, and we brought it home and got the job done.
Man, get the job done. You did, man. You guys absolutely locked out the top 5 just about with Ryco Red. So I'll follow that into who do you want to thank for this first place performance tonight, man?
Oh, just everybody at Ryco that worked on a set throughout the week. Ken putting this thing together during a hurricane. So that was pretty impressive that we're this fast, and yeah, just everybody at Ryco. We had a blast tonight. We all raced each other. Just it was super fun. We were basically laughing the entire green flag runs, because we were pulling some fun moves on each other. It was just fun. It's a fun track. It's a fun track where you can race, and you don't have to take it so seriously or you're gonna lose 1,000 spots. You can have a little bit of fun with it, and we definitely did that. It was a fun night. I enjoyed it with everybody, and yeah, that's about it.
Oh, buddy, I just want to thank you guys for putting on one heck of a show up here for us tonight and giving us something great to call. Week in, week out, you guys always tend to do that, and it definitely showed that you guys are having a blast up here, because we were losing our minds over some of the stuff y'all were pulling 3, 4 wide all the way throughout the field. But congrats on the win, and looking forward to getting another stab at interviewing you again here in the not so distant future.
Thank you.
All right, have a good night, Sean. All right, well, moving forward, thank you guys for sitting here tonight with us, and watching this beautiful racing action from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. I've been Sheldon Atkins, joined in the booth by Tyler Mulligan, as well as our amazing producer, who isn't forcing me to say this right now, Austin Derbyshire. Tyler, anything you want to say about the events tonight?
I have not been forced to say that I've had a good time here. No, I'm kidding. This has been a great time. The racing was fantastic. It's a fantastic finish, and I can't be more glad that I had the opportunity to come do this tonight.
Man, we were glad to have you, and Well, I don't know how to close these things out, but thanks for sitting here and watching the Ryco Performance Friday Night Top Split. And I'm about to get yelled at by Darby, so catch you on Monday.